What's up, YouTube? Bum Diggity here. Today, we're back with another Market Watch. I just recorded this whole video, but my mic wasn't plugged in, so we got to redo it. It's okay, though. Of course, the new Three Brothers Structure Deck has dropped. We'll talk about how that's affected the meta and the prices of some of the cards from different sets, as well as looking at some of the cards for the next couple sets, OPO7 and OPO8. And yeah, guys, this is probably going to be a faster version since I already talked for like 20 minutes. But we're still going to try and get all the information in there for you guys. But of course, we are going to be looking at a lot of alternate art versions of cards. We'll also point out the regular versions for you guys if they're cheap and affordable. And of course, make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. There will be always time to buy shiny cardboard later. So let's get right into it. Three Brothers. We got the Luffy lead dropped off. I warned people not to buy pre-sale. I hope people didn't because these prices have dropped a ton. Luffy hopefully will go down into the 40s if it keeps getting open and it keeps getting printed. But $50, I might pick up a copy if I really wanted to run it like right now. But I feel like I still got some time, so hopefully it drops a little further before it starts to go up because the deck is going to get really popular, especially once Sakazuki gets banned. Ace, of course, another beautiful card. The art and texture and style of these cards in person is absolutely beautiful. I was able to get some of them, so really sick there. The Ace leader, Sabo, everything down here still is kind of cheap. I know people are gonna want to bling this deck out, so it will be pretty expensive if you're buying 4 copies of all this, because like 40, 80, 120, you know, it's like basically $20 a card to bling out. But I mean, people are gonna really enjoy this deck. Some people might drop it because it is kind of a hard deck to play. I haven't really tried out Sabo or Ace, but Luffy itself has been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it. I do some videos on playtesting it later. But the regular version of the cards, guys, are pretty cheap. Garb $2, Sabo $1, Luffy $1. The leader itself pretty cheap. I know people in my area were selling like a sealed deck for like $20 a piece. Just no pack, but you still get the deck and the deck box and all the cards in it. So that was cool there. And some people are also trying this Flame Dragon King in Katakuri. I've seen a couple people testing this out. So you can look at your life, rearrange and stuff. So might be a fun little saucy tech in there for you guys to try in your Katakuri list. But other than that, most of the stuff, like I said, down here is really cheap for you guys. It is nice because the starter deck does come up like play sets of all this stuff. So you only have to really get 1 copy if you want these. But for the SRs as well, you got to pay to get 2 copies. So the first card we're going to take a look that is impacted by this is Hiyori. We can see the alternate art has gone up in price, and it is going up even more in price as I watch this, because now there's only 7 listings. And when I recorded this earlier, there was like 20 listings, so it's currently getting bought right now as we speak. Because it is a really good card in Black Yellow Luffy, and it's like a staple 4 of in those decks. I talked about last video how these leaders have gone down. Hopefully they go down more because I still need to buy a copy of these 2, but I already have Gecko. As well as we talked about Uta being pretty cheap, but we'll go look at the regular Hiyori here. The card is still going up. It's at like $25 now. It was at like 15 last week, so that just shows you the impact of that structure deck dropping. As well as Gecko's gone up a little bit because this card is also 4 of in Black Yellow Luffy. Some people are debating if they want to play it or not. I personally like running it, so I've been running it in the deck. But I know some people are talking about if they really need this card, or if it's just like a win more card. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Are you guys gonna be playing Gecko in your Black Yellow Luffy list? Reiju as well, we talked about. It's a good price, going to be popular in Red Purple Law. People are playing it in there. The Reiju deck doesn't go away the next set, so Reiju is still going to be a popular card if you want to pick those up. Hody, pretty cheap as well. We talked about Zoro and Sanji, how they were dropping a little bit, and Sanji, that's good for me because I want to pick it up. Hody, Perona, Shiraya, we talked about as well. For you Red Purple Law players, you might want to pick up a couple of these. Some people are trying it in the deck as kind of like a 3 of. I think I've seen like a couple lists with 4, but mostly it's like a 2 or 3 of that I've seen this card in the deck for you guys there. Perona and Hody as well. Pretty cheap and available for you guys there. Now let's go take a look down here. We talked about Wano, Yamato getting better. So you might want to get your Momos if you don't have those, your Cookies, Onamis, all that stuff there. as well as your Raised Max if you're playing Red Purple Law. And we also talked about Charlotte Pudding, how this card has been used in, like, some people are playing it in Reiju now and in Sakazuki to deal with, like, big hands like Whitebeard and Enel and stuff. So you might want to have a playset of these. If you don't, it's really cheap to pick up. And I think that was different from OPO6. We talked about how some of these SRs, though, and other sets are still really cheap, like a quarter. You might want to just pick them up to have your play sets if you don't have them already, because it's just really cheap to get. For OPO5, we didn't really talk about any of the alt art stuff. We talked about Purple Luffy, how it's kind of making a resurgence, and people are playing it. And we've also talked about how the Gear 5 10 drop might be played with the new Black Maria coming out. I don't know how good that's going to be, but I know people are probably going to test it. So there is that, as well as you have Bella Betty is really cheap. We talked about that. My friend, I need to tell him to get his leader because he's wanted this leader for a while, and now it's cheap enough to get. Rebecca Lucci still is going to be good. Sakazuki's probably going to fall off a map because he's about to get banned. Sabo Rosinante as well, really cheap. We talked about down here. Red Black Sabo is actually getting some interesting hype and some conversation around it. So it might be a leader you might want to look into getting. It's a pretty fun deck to play. I've been testing that on the sim as well recently, so you want to look into Red Black Sabo. It's been pretty fun. A different like flavor of deck to play for you guys there. We talked about this stuff down here. We talked about this, like saying with the 10 drop, it's only $10. You might want to just finish your playset if you haven't, just because it's an iconic 10 drop Luffy. It might go up if the card starts getting used again in purple a lot, but really just have to see what purple wants to do in the future. But it does look like purple is going to start getting good again, as well as these are all the SRs we're talking about down here, like Enel, Ulti, Law, Borsellino, Sabo. Like, if you guys don't have playsets, like, they're so cheap, you might as well just pick up your playsets in case they ever become relevant again and their price goes up. Then you'll know you have them, you got them for cheap, you're good to go there, you don't got to worry about it. Rosinante rare being $2 is interesting. Almost $3 actually. What is this card getting played in right now that has made this so hyped? I know it's played in Yamato. Is it also played in Bonnie next set, I'm assuming? I'll look into that. Let me know in the comment section below if you know, but I have a ton of these, so I might try and sell a few of them off. So that is good to know there. Let's go look at OPO4. Well, we can look at the 3 Captains Ultra deck. I don't think there's anything we really need to talk about in here. Blocker Law, still $8. The Leader Law, like $3 if you don't have it, because Red Purple Law is gonna be a menace soon, so just be wary on that. Be ready for it. Deck is definitely coming, and it's gonna arrive. OPO4, we talked about Sabo. We talked about how this is probably one of the best black cards right now. It seems like every black deck is running this as a 4 of. So your Sabos have still jumped up in price. We talked about the regular one. It is down here like $22. We talked about for a while this card is sitting at like $12, $10, and you might want to pick it up. And now it's like kind of like doubled in price. So hopefully you guys picked up your Sabos if you're able to when they're cheap. If you still need them now, I don't know if he'll go up anymore, but it is still going to be a really good card in the next couple formats. So your Sabos there. We talked about the leaders, still pretty cheap and affordable. Yellow stuff isn't really going anywhere. We talked about that as well. Then we took a look at over here. I was talking about Kairos and this Luffy, Rebecca. If you want to play Rebecca next set, it doesn't seem the worst. I know some people have been messing around having fun with it. Of course, these cards are pretty cheap if you want to get the alt arts for those. But the regular versions are really cheap, which we'll look at in a second. Of course, Sanji still around the $8. We talked about the Bonnie hype for Rosinante wearing off because I don't know if this card is still getting played in Bonnie like that. Like I said, I have not really looked at a lot of lists or been keeping up with really OPO7 over in the East right now because I've just been focused on playing OPO6 in the tournaments over here. So I haven't really looked at if they're still even running this card, but if they are, this might be a good price to snag it at in case the hype starts coming back and then the price goes up as well. But $6, you might want to just snag it if you plan on playing Bonnie, and if it's still running that deck, I'm not really sure. Dofi as well, really good generic 10 cost you might want to just get. And we talked about Khalifa. So there is, or Khalifa, there is another artwork as well you could get besides the alt. But the regular is still really cheap, which we'll go look at right here. Or no, it's an OPO3. Then when you look at that, OPO3. Yeah, my bad. But you got your Luffy here, Quarter, Sugar, Kaido, Croc, Pell. A bunch of SRs again, like I said. They're really cheap. Bartolomeo, you might want to place of those as well. That are just really cheap. Pick them up, have your play sets. Don't have to worry about it anymore. Just more stuff off the checklist. That's how I'd take a look at it. Because with games like this, because there's a ban list, I want to get playsets of everything, just so I'll always have at least a playset. For whatever deck becomes good, I'll be able to build it. And it's all about just slowly acquiring cards over time when they become really cheap like that, just so if they ever pop up and are relevant, you know you got them and you don't have to overpay. That's the way I like to look at it, at least. That's my philosophy. OPO3, we talked about Nami, always a sneaky good deck. You know, there's always one or two that just do really well. Katakuri as well. Doesn't look like he's going anywhere anytime soon. Regular cat, we talked about, might creep up because the closer we get to OPO7, the better NL gets. So might be time to pull the trigger and get him. I'm still just so torn on this card, guys. This is gonna be like, it's gonna be a monumental day when I finally buy my playset of these. But here's the alternate art Khalifa. Kaido as well. We talked about all the different variations of 9-drop Kaido because the new King deck seems pretty good. So you might want to pick up your Kaidos. There's plenty of different artworks to choose from. We'll pull them all up at the end to see what we're talking about. Excuse me there, guys. Sorry about that. We got Parasparrow, Cracker, Big Mom still holding it down. Marco as well for Red Blue Marco coming out in set 8 as well down here. Lucci for set 7. You got Isho, Kaku, Spandam all holding a pretty price as well. You saw the Khalifa earlier. Is really expensive. Cracker still holding 10. Same with Marco, Parasparrow. All the SRs in set 3 seem to be holding a good amount of price right now. 10 Mom. Isho's even gone up a bit for the Isho hype. But regular Kaku down here like $1, or really it's like $3 actually. Sorry about that. Yeah, $3 to $4 for Kaku. I remember, when he was down here like $1, I bought my playset, so I was glad that worked out for me there. Because we talked about that card for a while. That is, the CP stuff was coming. Lucci was coming. So hopefully you guys picked up your playsets as well of that card. Spandam and Khalifa, though, the regulars are just rare, so they are pretty cheap. If you want to pick them up. Like 18 cents, 15 cents, pretty cheap. Virgo as well, still seems some use. I'm playing it in Black Yellow Luffy. Do you guys like it in Black Yellow Luffy? Let me know. I've been playing it. I've been enjoying it so far in that deck. Other than that, though, there's not really much else we need to talk about for this set. Let's go to Paramount now. Paramount War. Alrighty. So we got Paramount War here. Ace has dropped off a bit. The booster box is still holding a good value. Newgate has fallen down as well. I want to pick this guy up. I really want him for my collection, so I need to pick up my Newgate leader. The other leaders as well still have slowly been going down. Borsalino, I'm still torn at. Like, do you just buy it now if you still don't have it? Or do you wait? I have 3 right now. I kind of want to pick up the 4th. Just to have it as an option. But a lot of decks you can get away with running 3 of them. So I'm torn on if I want to buy the 4th or not. Because I don't know where this price is going for this card. It's just such a hard thing to tell. I just don't know where it's going. So that's why I've held off buying the 4th. But I might just wait and see what I can do with that. What's it called? Zeph is pretty cheap. It's a fun rogue deck. Kuzan as well, pretty cheap there. We got regular Kuzan sitting down here at 18. The Secret is even cheaper at 17. Still need 2 more. These to finish my playset. I talked about Newgate and Ace with the Marco stuff coming out. If that deck is cracked, like a lot of people think it's going to be, these cards are going to go up. If the card is kind of mid to all right, these cards will probably stay at this price. And if the deck is bad, these prices are going to go down. That's my prediction. But I think the deck's going to probably be pretty good, or at least like in the meta. So it might be worth getting your playsets if you don't have them already. Luckily, I was able to get my playset of Ace, and I only need 1 more Whitebeard, so I'll probably just go ahead and snag that as well. to just finish off my playset. Like I said, my collection. Magellan, I'm not sure if this gets played in the new King deck or not. I couldn't tell you. Like I said, I haven't really been looking at a list over there. So I'm not sure if this card is used. So we'll have to wait and see. Keep our eyes on that card as well to watch. Other than that, though, all this stuff down here is pretty cheap. Ivankov, Odin, Marcos, you might want to just pick up. Jozus, if you plan on playing the new Marco, those will probably be used in that deck. I know some people are playing Purple Luffy like the Hannibal, Sadie, and stuff like that, so you might want to keep your eyes on those. Maybe pick those up if you want to try that out. It seems like a pretty fun list. Let's go take a look at Romance Dawn here. We got we got Kid and Yamato still holding the line. All these prices really don't look like they've changed that much on all the leaders and stuff. At least not like a drastic enough change to really look at. We do, however, down here, Law, Mihawk, Boa. I know people are hyped on Boa for next set, OPO7, so you might want to look at that. Dofi, Izo, Otama, always going to be good cards from the set. And that's why they're still just holding this price, as well as Croc and Momo, Rad Beam. Like all these guys are kind of just holding their price at what they've been at for a while, because they're just good generic staple cards. Kaido, we talked about for the new King deck. You might want to pick this guy up if you don't have him, or you might want to at least get a couple of him. I'll probably pick a few up as well. This King, I'm not sure if it's any good. Maybe it's worth picking up for $1 because it might be used in the new deck. Punk Gibson as well, good pickup there. Kinemon, if you're playing Odin, you want to try Denjiro as well. Odin doesn't seem like the craziest leader, but it can be used. Let's see here. Other than that, nothing that crazy, I believe, at the back end of the set here. Let's go take a look at Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom here. We got Queen, of course, is still going to be pretty expensive at like $30 because it's going to be used probably in the new deck. Blast Breath as well. You might want to pick those up. King, like you talked about, and Kaido. Not sure if Ulti and Page 1 are used as well as Onigashima. Not sure if those are used. They might be. We'll just have to wait and see. Kaido, though, we can go ahead and look at Kaido. We can go look at all the different artworks. So you can either get your wanted posters, you can get your winner packs, you can get your regular super pre-release, you can get just your regular, or you can even go a really cheap version down here, the Tournament Pack Volume 5 version of Kaido. So you got plenty of 9-drop Kaidos to choose from. For 10-drop, you really just get the 10-drop or the alt art. Because I don't think there's another alt of the 10-drop leader, I don't believe. So, yeah, it does not look like it. So you got a bunch of different Kaido versions to choose of for your King deck if you want to bling out. Another thing we look at is Gordon, because I did not look at that in the previous recording. Still $32. Red Purple Law is coming, just like we said. But it does look, some people are saying that there's a Toy Law reprint in the next tournament pack. If so, that's really nice for us because that means that card will drop a bunch, and I definitely just scrolled past it. Where is it? Yeah, right here, still at $20. But if it gets reprinted in the tournament pack, the price will probably go down. It just when will that release and stuff? I'm not that sure. So if you want to play that deck like right now, you might just have to pay the price for it. But there might be hope. You might be able to hold out and get your toy laws for a little cheaper. So just keep that in mind. I think that's really about it for this video. I don't think there's anything else that we talked about. If there's any cards that I missed, let me know down in the comment section below. I will take a look at those and then record it for the next one. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Really helps me out. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 400 subscribers. We are on our road to 380 right now. I think we're at 370 something. I appreciate every single one of you guys who supports the channel. Until next time, YouTube, we'll see you later.